A diverse suite of services concentrated in mobility hubs are at the center of the flexible fleet strategy, which envisions providing shared, electric, and on-demand services that provide new and affordable ways of moving around the region. And because these services are enabled by technology, it means that they can easily adapt to new environments and changing conditions. It's this convenience and flexibility that allows people to imagine how you might use these services to move around the region without relying on a car. Our case study research helped us to identify 5 flexible fleet service types. Micromobility includes low occupancy, low speed devices like bikes and scooters that are generally best suited for short trips. Ride-hail services like Uber and Lyft let you request a ride from a driver in real time, or if you prefer to drive yourself, you can use a car share vehicle as a short-term rental. And rideshare services like carpool, vanpool, and pooled ride-hailing like Uber Pool or Lyft Shared provides trips to people headed in the same direction. Microtransit uses on-demand shuttles to provide shared trips from door to door. And in recent years, and in particular in the past few months, we've seen a huge shift to online retail and online delivery. Last mile delivery uses new approaches like e-bikes, drones, and delivery bots to help make those efficient deliveries to our homes while reducing freight congestion on our local roads. Because the majority of flexible fleet services are operated in partnership with the private sector, we also conducted interviews with flexible fleet providers to help us provide some insight and augment our case study research. Key takeaways from those interviews included the importance of having supportive infrastructure like dedicated lanes, curb space, and electric vehicle chargers to ensure that services are truly operating safely, accessibly, and efficiently. Companies were also largely supportive of policies and incentives that encourage ride sharing and ensures that services are operating equitably in our communities of concern. These companies are excited to form partnerships with the public sector that complement investments in transit. And it's these types of collaborative partnerships that help us proactively plan for what's on the ground now, while also maintaining a close eye on the future as new technologies or services evolve. But we can't talk partnerships without also having the community at the table. And our residents and our network of community-based organizations, they emphasize the importance of taking a community-focused approach to designing and deploying services. This ensures services are truly responding to a community's needs and catering to our diverse population. This means designing services that provide affordable options for low-income households, provides accessible vehicles for seniors and people with disabilities, and also creates choices for people without smartphones or credit cards to also easily access these services. Because of the diversity in service types and vehicles, flexible fleets can really operate everywhere in the region. In our Mobility Hub network, you'd likely find a wide variety of flexible fleets, providing those connections to transit and serving those short trips within a neighborhood. And outside of our Mobility Hub network, flexible fleets play an equally important role by providing more travel options. Services like rideshare and microtransit could thrive in suburban and rural environments. In fact, vanpool is a great example of a service that has long provided a reliable transportation option in less urban areas. Drones could make deliveries to our rural communities, and microtransit would even be a viable alternative in rural villages and tribal areas by transitioning underutilized local buses to smaller, on-demand fleets. Now let's take a look at how these flexible fleets could operate in an employment mobility hub. Serrano Valley is the region's largest employment center with about 129,000 employees headed here on a daily basis. Before COVID-19, that meant that almost half of the vehicles on I-5 during the morning commute were destined to this job center. And those who ride the coaster into this area lack connections that take them from the station to their desk. With this regional vision, commuters would now have a new high-speed option with commuter rail, freeing up space on the highways for other drivers and freight vehicles. And flexible fleets of all sizes could provide students, visitors, and employees with direct access to all of the great opportunities that Serrano Valley has to offer. In the heart of Serrano Valley, Maria Mesa Boulevard is an important road that connects this job center to the adjacent communities in Maria Mesa and beyond. Now imagine this employment center revitalized. New high-speed options could attract mixed-use development and transform this community into a true multimodal area. On-demand shuttles could pick up people at the transit station and drop them off at their employer's front door. And flexible fleets and next-gen rapid services alike would both have priority access to the curb for riders to safely board their vehicles. And lastly, visitors traveling to our region on business, well, they could use car share or on-demand rideshare for midday trips or sightseeing our region after work, all before hopping on the commuter rail to the proposed Central Mobility Hub to catch their flight out of San Diego International Airport.